More text messages released tonight, more evidence that the Michael Flynn prosecution was politically motivated. In August of 2016, one of the FBI analysts working on the Flynn case texted this, quote, "Doing all this selection research, I think some of these guys want a Clinton presidency." Yeah, you think? Later, another FBI employee wrote this, quote, "Trump was right. What is wrong with these people?" The probe was so obviously corrupt that FBI officials discussed getting, quote, professional liability insurance to protect them from the consequences of the corruption. Separately, Fox News has learned today that the primary source of the anti-Trump Steele dossier published by BuzzFeed was under FBI investigation as a possible national security threat for suspected contact with Russian intelligence officers. The irony, it's just unbelievable. Sean Davis has been parsing these details for years now. He's co-founder of the Federalist, and he joins us tonight to sort them out. Sean, thanks for joining us. What have we learned today?
Wow, we've learned a lot today. The first is that the corruption at the FBI and how they conducted their anti-Trump jihad was so bad that FBI agents were purchasing for themselves, using your money and my money, by the way, as taxpayers, purchasing liability insurance for when people finally found out how corrupt their activities were. We also learned that the original case against Flynn, the investigation, was closed on Election Day. They were ordered to close it on Election Day 2016 and only open it up afterwards, which is just shocking. And in these texts, we also learned from these agents, who remain unnamed, unfortunately, that they found nothing on Flynn. They even used national security letters to avoid subpoenas in order to get to his financial records. And they said there's nothing there. And in fact, the guy who was running the whole thing, who's also unnamed, was obsessed with rabbit holes and conspiracy theories, and his scope was absolutely beyond logic.
So this kind of, I've been wondering for months now, the FBI is more powerful than, say, the Kenosha Police Department, but BLM never criticizes the FBI. Maybe this is why?
Maybe it is. It's shocking. I'm a bit cynical, having looked at this stuff for years. But even being a cynic, this behavior shocked me. And, we're told it was only the leadership who was doing kind of bad things. The rank and file are good. These were rank and file agents talking about this. And where were the whistleblowers? And why are we learning about this 3 years after Chris Wray took over the FBI? Why are we having to learn about this from a court case? Why was this not disclosed to Congress? And it's a complete disgrace that it's taken this long to get any real information about it.
Has there been meaningful reform within the FBI? You've got to hope there has been. Do you think there has been?
If there has been, I haven't seen it. I actually think the best reform you can have is putting people in prison for their crimes on this. And to date, we've seen one person, based on a case not brought by Durham, but brought by the OIG with facts that he found. One person has been indicted and pleaded guilty to this. One person in that entire building. So until we actually see people indicted and go to prison for what we know are crimes, no, I don't think any reform they do matters whatsoever.
You mentioned the word Durham. We're almost out of time, but I've just got to ask, whatever happened to that? The Durham investigation?
That's a great question. I'd like to know. He's been working on this for about 2 years. The Attorney General, Bill Barr, assured us and the President that he was going to look at it and we were going to learn what happened before the election. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen any indictments other than the one of the FBI lawyer. And I hope Bill Barr understands that if nothing happens on this, it's not going to be Durham that people hold responsible. It's going to be Bill Barr, because he's the one who picked him. He's the one who assured us and the President that he would take care of this, and nothing's happened.
I'm starting to feel a little fooled. Are you?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Sean Davis, not an easy man to fool. I appreciate your coming on tonight. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.